everybody, it's me, Lemiwinks again, and I'm making this video here now to get you up to speed on my case design, how it's actually going to be turned from a concept into a reality, and all the steps I need to take to do that. Because a lot of people, when they see an extreme design, will be like, oh, that'll be pretty neat, and they don't really understand all the work that goes into it. So I want to give you guys this opportunity to not only view my work process, but to see all the work that I'm actually doing behind the scenes when I'm not posting. So I did work again today. You can see I'm still in my Starbucks shirt. And after I got home from work, I started working on my case again for the concepts and design and everything. And what I did actually is yesterday I drafted out all the sizes for the custom cut acrylic that I'm going to get fabricated for this case. And for all that acrylic, I'm actually getting 8 different pieces, or 16 pieces in 8 different cuts. And I've actually drafted all those out on this piece of paper here. You can see I have the side panels, of course, one of which has a cutout to have a vent for the graphics, a piece to cover the graphics vent, pieces to make up the rest of the sides of that box, and then pieces to build the base out of this. What it's going to come together as is a diamond shape. It's actually going to be 17 inches square with 6.5 inch depth, which will give me enough room to fit case fans, all the graphics, and all the cabling, including my monitor cable and everything inside of that box, then route it all out the bottom. And that diamond shape is going to be sitting into a base that it's going to slot into and secure into. And to give you a better idea of what that's going to look like, I've actually drawn a little design here on cardboard, which is the box that some of the acrylic I'm going to be using camo in. And as you can see here, I actually have the PSU in the base on the one side, which is going to route all of its power cables into the case from there. On the other side, I originally planned to have a water cooler, which is a closed-loop system that I was planning on getting. But unfortunately, that closed-loop system doesn't have long enough hoses to actually get all the way to the CPU from where it'll be sitting. So I'm planning on going with the air cooling solution, but I'm also looking at water cooling possibilities. The diamond shape will slot into the bottom here, and then sit like this. And there's going to be a side vent here, which will be over the graphics cards to help vent air out. I'm going to have a couple of case fans on both sides here, intake and exhaust, to pull air across the board and increase static air pressure, which should help with the cooling. And then ideally, since I'm going to have these spots up here at the top and the side panel, a lot of the hot air, since hot air rises, will just come right up the side of the case, and in addition to going out the fans, which if all works will help improve my air efficiency, and I'm going to do a couple tests to test that. So that's that design here and the stuff I've drafted. That kind of gets you up to speed on what I've been doing. Also, if you haven't checked it out, I did a benchmark on the solid state drive that they sent us, which is this little beauty here, versus the 2 solid states I already have. And the 2 I already have, I'm running in RAID 0, which is where you take 2 drives and put them together, so they split the workload to work faster as a unit. And this one drive by itself beat those 2 drives put together, which were also solid-state drives, not traditional drives. So that's pretty impressive in my book, especially because it beat it by a wide margin. And to give you an idea of how I conceptualize the actual dimensions of the case and everything, I actually have part of the acrylic that I started working on. I measured out. So you can see here I've mounted the motherboard and the graphics in just to get an idea of actual length dimensions with the cord coming out the back to make sure I'm going to have enough room for clearance and all this stuff. And this is actually going to fit inside of the case, almost like it's suspended in midair. I'm working on a mounting system for that right now. I don't want to divulge my secrets, of course. And then on the back side, you should be able to see all the cabling, but to make sure that you can't, I'm actually going to have a design on the back panel and then cover over that with paint or whatever and backlight it if possible. So on the back side of the case, you're going to have a lighted design that looks really cool. And on the front side, you'll be able to see a motherboard that looks like it's basically suspended in midair, and it's going to be turned at an angle. So instead of, like, here's a traditional motherboard orientation, here's the bottom down here, then you have the top up here, we're actually taking that whole unit and turning it this way so that you're actually going to have this point be the bottom, the opposite point be the top, with your graphics here and everything else. So that should be pretty different from what you would normally see, especially because it's going to be sitting in a diamond position. So that honestly should be pretty awesome, especially if I pull this off as well as I think I can. So that's my case concept and everything. The reason I haven't acquired the materials yet is because I was waiting on acquiring funds to get the materials, and also the shop for the materials isn't open until tomorrow. So I'm going to go down tomorrow with my drafts, turn them all in, and get the material made as soon as possible. With any luck, I'll actually have a working version of this case up by Wednesday, and that's pretty exciting to me. Thank you for watching my video again, and for letting me bring you up to speed on my case design and everything. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and stay tuned because I'm going to have more coming up in the next day or two.